Yo, 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 boys! Second season, we're here!
I'm one of the realest out here. I'm from a place that hate the police. Came up on the estate, I was always on the road.
Alright, so let's start with the outs. So we've got richest, who left us for £6 million and is now enjoying time in France at Monaco. Monaco is a beautiful country or city, wherever it is in France, but it's, I've seen pictures and you've seen a freaking training facility for Monaco. It's absolutely fantastic. So he's off there, he's chilling in France, that hot country. You know, Germany's aight, but it's like England. It has its cold spells, and when it's cold, it's much cold. However, France is France really. But yeah, now he's gone there for £6 million. Personally, I wasn't going to use him, and he's still got a few more years left in him. Another thing is that for another team, he might do the job. But in the system I was using and the players I had surrounding Shaheen, he just wasn't cutting it. That much really wasn't cutting it for me. And I didn't really play him at all, and he didn't really fit into the squad. He had 5 appearances, really didn't do squiddly squat. But yeah, with that being said, £6 million is a nice fee for him, considering he was valued at like not that much money. So to get £6 million for him, I think he was valued at 5.5 actually, and only got £6 million, so only an extra 500,000. But it's still 500,000 that adds to your account. You know what I'm trying to say? But yeah, he's still a very talented player. As you can see, crossing 16, first touch 17, passing 18, technique 17, anticipation 16, composure 16, decision 17, vision 18. So when you hear that, you think, oh my gosh, you're a peasant, you just let go of a superstar. But really and truly, when you see his performances, you're a bit like, maybe you made the right decision. But nevertheless, £6 million was the fee, and he is off to Monaco. This motherfucker wanted a son. Hey, he pissed me off. I am telling y'all, he got under my skin. He came up to me face to face. That bitch breath was hot as hell. Talk about some smelly breath. And he was like, why didn't you let me join Bayern Munich? Because they came in for an initial fee, and I think they offered me about, I can't remember, I think it was like 10 million or something like that. And I was like, no way. I rejected that. I was like, he's a key player, he's gonna be in my team for many seasons to come. And he came up to me, slammed my door open, just wide open. You know, I could have been watching Netflix and chill, I could have been on BBC iPlayer and relax, and this motherfucker just slid the door open and was like, you should have let me join Bayern Munich. I was like, first of all, you is in my office, and you're demanding stuff. I don't know where you think you're going with this, mate. And he was just like, well, I'm not really happy the way you've handled this. And I was like, well, you're moving a bit peasanty, if I'm honest. Like, you need to respect me, put some respect on my name, and slide out the door. And he was just like, well, I'm gonna make your life hell, and I want to join Bayern Munich. I was like, you know what, you can piss off then. And I sent him out for a £16 million fee. Bayern Munich came in with that £16 million fee, and he was gone. So that is the story of Eric Sturm. And you know what? It's not the first time this has happened. I've seen a lot of FM sayers where people have tried to sign him or been using Dortmund and have had him and he's left. He is a problem. This Marchuka is a problem. Look at that pimple in his forehead, peasant. Denzis Bernick, has gone out on loan for a season. He's at Duisburg. We will hopefully get him back, and I'm probably going to, I don't know, it's weird because I feel like he has got some of the stats, but in the position I want him to play in, I don't think he's going to be able to cut it. Not that he's not going to be able to cut it, I just don't think I'll use him. So I think I'm going to sell him when he comes back, make some profit off of him, and hope for the best that he does well wherever he goes. Personally, this Marchuka was ready for first team football now, in my opinion. I could have given him first team football now, but with the signings I have made and the players that I have, I didn't want to waste his talent on the bench. So the best thing for him to do was to have a second loan spell. And in his first loan spell, actually, out on loan to Kaiserslautern that we saw last season, in my opinion, he did pretty well. 30 appearances, he played all games, had 4 assists. So, you know, he did really try and make an effort. And so far for Ingolstadt, he's had 2 appearances as well. So they're giving him the game time. He's got potential. It's all freaking there. He's got the whole package. But it's whether he wants to fulfill his true potential and work really hard. So we're going to leave him out there for a season, and hopefully he can come back as a better player, and we'll give him some rotation time next season, most definitely. Pascal Stenzel has left us to go to Hertha BSC, and now this is an important loan I want everyone to take notice of. Look at those stats. He is definitely first team, or if not a rotation option kind of ready player, and he's already current abilities only 1.5 star. Now that doesn't work for me, so this kind of proves to me that we probably should stop paying attention to ratings and stars and start paying attention to stats and whatnot. And it wasn't until I loaned him out that I realized, wait, you're actually quite good and you could probably be in the first team. So with that being said, when this motherfucker does come back and slide back into the squad, we're gonna hopefully rotate him in and out of the squad, but we're gonna have a very big squad next season with some of the youth players that we're bringing back when the season ends, because yeah, there are quite a few out on loan, so you know, a couple more, but he's out on loan to Hertha BSC. I want to check actually as well if they're actually still in the Bundesliga as well. I believe they are. I don't think, yeah, they are. Yeah, okay, cool, it's all good. Rafael Guerreiro. Now, if you remember at the start of last season, I had all these plans of how I was going to use my fullbacks and what was going to happen with Park Ho and Guerreiro and Smeltzer, and then, you know, we picked up Willems, and then we've got Caceres, and we've got Piszczek, and we've got Ed Durb. I had all these plans set out of how on who was going to play in what season and when and blah blah blah. It all fell to pits when freaking Park Ju-ho slipped off the freaking wherever he went to, right? That was just death already. And then this guy came back and just didn't look good enough for me to play in the first team. And not only that, is that he is confident on every position on the left-hand side that you play him in. But I've always known Rafael Guerreiro to play as a left back. I've known him as a strong, solid left back. That's all I've known him as. And that's what I wanted to fulfill him as. However, I think when he was out on loan, he played heavily on the wing. Now, when you look at this, you probably think, oh, well, he had a good season, you should probably keep him. Why haven't you kept him? And it was more or less because I already have the wingers I'm going to use for at least the next 3 seasons. We've got Marco Reus, we've got Emery Moore, we've got Andre Schürrle, and we've got Dembele, who had all 3 and 4 of them had fantastic seasons last season. And when we come on and the next season, we're going to have Pasternak as well, so that's another winger. I don't really feel like I need Rafael Guerreiro personally as well. And you know, when you're playing in the shadow of Emery Moore, who I personally believe is more talented than Guerreiro, and you've got Marco Reus all on the left hand side, then it kind of becomes a situation of when you just sell him. The fee was £3 million, a very low fee, but it's a fee that I'm not too fussed about, and it's money that I'm not too fussed about. I don't think he's going to be that amazing in the future, but we'll have to see. My boy Pulisic has gone out on loan to Ingolstadt for a second season. We should have just given them a 2-year loans deal, but they can't do that. But he had a fantastic season last season for Ingolstadt when he joined them, I believe, in January. 17 appearances, 2 goals, 1 assist, an average rating of 7.07, 7.02, sorry. And now he's gone back to Ingolstadt and had 2 appearances, 1 assist, an average rating of 7.15. In all competitions, he's had an average rating of 7.77. So he looks very promising. One of few that I can actually say is just looking like he is matching that Wonder Kid description. But when he does come back next season, I'm probably, as much as it hurts me to say, I am probably going to sell Kagawa at the end of next season. I think that his time at the club is coming to an end. And with Mario Götze being one of our main men up front in the attacking midfield position, then I don't really see much kind of option for Kagawa really, unless he wants to maintain as a rotation option. But he's too talented to be a freaking peasant rotation option. So let's just, it's best to just sell him really and make him be a key player for someone else. That's my opinion. Last but not least, we've got Sebastian Rode, who's gone to our fierce rivals Gladbach. Now, this is probably going to be a controversial deal to some. Marco Reus was actually one who was quite outspoken about this deal and pleaded Sebastian Rode not to leave. But he wanted to leave, he wanted out. He didn't feel like he was getting first team football, even though the freaking season hasn't even freaking peasant he started. But he wasn't happy at all, and the best thing for me to do was just to get rid of him. We got £10.75 million for him. They met his actual value at the time. I don't know, it's gone up now to 14 million, I believe. I just saw, yeah, so he was valued at 10.75 million. They matched that, he's gone. But the thing is, in real life, Dortmund and Gladbach seem to have this kind of swap situation going on. They do tend to swap players back and forth and transfer players back and forth. So there's nothing new. I'm just continuing on the tradition that happens. But I'm hoping that he could settle in, because since he's left Frankfurt, he has not been the same player. Personally, I think he should have stayed there, but he went to Bayern because of the money and because they win championships, and he did win a championship under them. He's been with us for 2 seasons, played the first season, then played us at the start of the second season. We sold him because he's right back now. But yeah, that is pretty much that. Now for the ins, this kid, oh my lord, I just can't, I cannot. Like, he's just going, he is bait, and I'm building a team around him. He is bait. Kimmich comes in for £17 million, well, £17.5 million. I mentioned this in the season before. I did mention that we had picked him up way before the summer window was even open. So my boy Kimmich just slid in to the squad, and is going to be one of the key players for the future, most def. Arkadiusz Milik is coming. I'm a massive fan of Milik. I've never had the chance to manage Milik, and I needed a backup striker to Aubameyang, because Klose actually retired after. So this striker waited for me. This is what I don't understand. Klose waited for me. We'll talk about it, I'll talk about it afterwards. Never mind. But Arkadiusz Milik has come in for a fee, quite a low fee actually, to be fair. £6.5 million. I was expecting to pay a lot more for him, but look, for Ajax, he had 30 appearances, 15 goals, 2 assists. Now for a rotation backup striker, that is good enough for me. If you can pull that out of the bag, that is good enough for me personally. So I'm quite happy to pick him up. Looking like the next Lewandowski. So we can see what he's gonna do. And yeah, it's not an expensive fee at all. I was given like £39 million or £30 million or something like that, and it just kept increasing with the transfers we were getting, with the transfers that were going out and whatnot. So we kept getting money in, so I was never short of money. So £6.5 million to us really was nothing for a backup striker like Milik. So yeah, it's all good enough. Freaking heard. Felix Ebeli was signed by my director of football, Zorc. He was the one that brought him in. Looks like a very strong potential kind of player. He's got that physical attributes there, as you can see, 12, 14, 11, 13 there's 16 acceleration, vision on 16, 15 teamwork, 15 determination. He looks very good for his age. He's only, I can't see much age, 16 years of age. So I'm looking forward to see what he can do. I had nothing to do with this. I didn't even know it was even happening until I see it. Except cancel or delay. I didn't know. I didn't see nothing. Ain't nobody seen the transfer coming. It was out of the clear blue sky. So he came in. Looks like he's got a lot of promise. As you can see, media description is a promising midfielder. So with that being said, because it says promising midfielder, I believe that it just really depends on how much work he gets done in the training facilities and on the pitch. And in the under 19s, we'll see what he can do. Now with the departure of Eric Durm to Bayern Munich for £16.5 million, we signed Lucas Klosterman, and we met his £9 million release clause. He is a very highly potential right back in the Bundesliga. A lot of people don't really pick him up or know about him because no one really looks at Leipzig as a kind of youth, I don't know, like Leipzig actually has some talented players if you do look into their squad. Like, they are very talented as a club. Like, they know what they're doing. They invest hardly in the youth. They've got a good direction, which is why I am excited for them to be in the Bundesliga this season. So Klosterman was a player that I knew about ages ago, seasons ago, right? But no one really kind of gives him the day of time. So what we have done is we have actually picked him up, and £9 million is the fee. Now, for someone who's quite unproven to a lot of FM people and unconvincing, this deal could be a miss and a go. But with that potential and that current ability and with them stats, you have to kind of wonder if I've just put in work right now. Like, I'm building a team for the future, and Klosterman is going to be a part of that, and some of the other transfers you're going to see in a minute are going to be a part of that. But £9 million of the fee was his release clause. He's now on 23k a week, valued at £6 million, and I'm looking forward to what he can bring to us. So yeah, it's all good. I'm not paying mother truckers. I told you I'm building a team for the future. Nicholas, another German. So you see a couple German signings right now. I'm putting in that domestic situation as well. getting at some domestic action going on. So we've got 2.5 star current ability. Potential ability is 3.5 with that 1 star black, but it's kind of obviously half. Yeah, anyway, he does look good. He really does look good. I cannot wait to see how he progresses. A bit high on the fee. I didn't want to pay that much for him, 8.5. I know it's kind of a deal that it's not that much when you say it. But for a player like Nicholas Suli, to me, who I've never managed and never given the time of day to, I'm quite happy with like him. But the fee, I don't know, it just wasn't what I wanted to pay. I wanted to pay like 6 million. I was being very stingy. This deal took about 3 weeks to be done when it could have just been done in a week. But yeah, he comes in, young German, 21 years of age, looks very strong, strength from 18, pace on 17, jumping reach on 17, bravery on 16, heading on 16, a couple 15s in there, marking, tackling on 15 as well, balances on 15 as well. So he looks like a very, very promising centre back, and we're definitely in for the future with him and Ginter. When he gets onto Ginter's level, it's a wrap! Another one signed by Zorc was Vladimir Delovsky. I don't know where he was signed from. I need to pay attention to what Zorc is looking into Freiburg quite a bit. He needs to calm down with the transfers a little bit. I mean, this guy don't look too amazing. That potential ability don't look too amazing. But Zorc has faith in him, so maybe I should have a little bit tiny. Nah, I'm not having faith in him. He just looks like he's a player for the future in terms of finances. Like, I'm probably gonna, although he's valued at 1.3. I don't know. I don't know. You never know. Now this, for me, is probably, in terms of his reputation, his popularity amongst the FM community, and what he can become, to me, although Kimmich's fee was big, this is the biggest transfer we have done this season. Yuri Telemans comes in, also on deadline day. I forgot to mention, I don't know if I mentioned it, but Rode was a deadline day transfer, and straight after he left, Telemans left Angelette and came to us. There are a lot of clauses in this, and I don't know how to show you these clauses. I don't know where to go to show you these clauses. But I couldn't tell you. I really couldn't tell you. But there are a lot of clauses, and this, although it says his initial fee is 12 million, this does go up to 18 million pounds. It's still 18 million pounds is the fee for this, so it actually is technically the biggest transfer. But we've only paid a few million up front, which is probably equal all up to 12 million pounds. But yeah, 2.5 current ability, 4 star potential with that black star as well. First touches on 16, passing on 17, penalty taken on 15, technique on 16, vision on 15, flair on 15. He's gonna be something. He's gonna be something, and he's the perfect replacement in terms of Road. And everyone loves a good Belgian, don't they? You just do. You do. So that has been Dortmund's summer transfer window. We have spent £56.6 million, and we brought in £36.25 million. Personally, I'm happy with everything that happened in the window. I think everything that happened in the window, I kind of knew was going to happen anyway. The only deal I didn't expect to really go through was Eric Durm. I thought we were going to keep him for a good couple of seasons, but as soon as I saw Dortmund's Bayern's name on that transfer target listing, I knew it was complete rap. But anyway, that has been Dortmund's summer transfer window, so let's go take a look at the other teams. Right, so in freaking, when was this, June? So in June, before the window, I think the window, I don't know when the window opened actually, I think it's 1st of July. John Stones left Everton to go to City for £34 million. Joe Mario has left Sporting CP to join PSG for £23.5 million. Jack Butland, hold up, has left Stoke City to join Chelsea for £23.5 million. Federico Bernardeschi has left Fiorentina to go to PSG for £18 million. Djordjevic has gone to Lazio to Monaco for £9.75 million. Christensen has left Chelsea to join Stoke City for £8 million. Moy Gomez has left Sporting to join Lyon for 17. That deal. Alex Telles has left Galatasaray to go to PSG for £6.75 million. Nuri Sahin has left Dortmund, as we know, to go to Monaco for £6 million. Andrew Robertson, this is a good deal for Watford, has left Hull for £5.25 million. Szczesny has left Arsenal to go to Stoke. Guessing they need a replacement for £4.4 million. Good deal for them actually. And that is pretty much. Stambouli has left PSG to go to Monaco for £3.6 million. And in terms of the big deals, that has been that. Let's go to July. Oh lord, so Juventus have actually sold Higuain after a season of playing with them. Did that Martrica not put in the performances, or did he, and that's why he's at Arsenal? Hold up. He did, and that's why he's at Arsenal. 28 appearances, 22 goals, lord. And now he's had 3 appearances and scored 3 goals. Jeez, he ain't playing. Okay, I guess that's why I have to sign him. I ain't gonna hate. I'm really not gonna hate. But anyway, back to the transfers. Keita has left Lazio to go to United for £32.5 million. Javi Martinez has left Bayern Munich to go to Barcelona. Joan Bernat has left Bayern Munich to go to Man City for £25 million. Kopenhagen has left Sevilla to go to Barcelona for £25 million. Julian Draxler has left Wolfsburg to go to Bayern Munich. Ooh, that's a big deal. For the Bundesliga, that's a big deal. £22 million is the fee. Bernardo Silva has left Monaco to go to Real Madrid for £21.5 million. Yassi has left Real Madrid to go to Newcastle for £19.75 million. Deportivo Florin Adenone has left to go to Everton for £19 million. Don't know who he is. Bologna has sold Destro to Everton for £18.75 million. Ricardo Rodriguez has left Wolfsburg to go to Real Madrid for £18.5 million. Daniel Was has left Celta Vigo to go to United for £17.75 million. Kimmich, as we know, has left Dieppe to go to ourselves. Yep, we know about that deal. Julian Brand has left Leverkusen to go to Real Madrid for what? Okay. Bundesliga putting in that work in the transfer window. Christoph Kramer has left Gladbach to go to what? Bayern Munich for third. See, this is what pisses me off. If I knew that deal was going on, I would have stole Kramer quick. Which means we probably would have had Tielemans, but I don't care. I would have stole that deal quick. Richard Bazoa has left Ajax to go to PSG for £11.75 million. Georgia has left Flamengo to go to Benfica for £11.5 million. Sadio Mane has left Liverpool to go to Tottenham Hotspur for £10.75 million. Xavi Manquillo has left Atletico to go to Aston Villa for £10.75 million. Simone Zaza has left Juventus to go to Leverkusen for £10.5 million. You're going to be missing them penalties in the Bundesliga, my boy. Muta has left Mainz to go to Everton for £9.5 million. Klosterman, we know, has come to us. Kevin Campbell has left Leverkusen to go to United for £8.75 million. My bad. Georgeson has left Feyenoord to go to Mainz for £8.75 million. Klassen has left Ajax to go to Monaco for £8.75 million. My go-to signing. My boy's left. I'm done. Quintero. Ooh, I forgot about Quintero. He's left Porto to go to Inter Milan for £8.25 million. Denis Suarez has left Barcelona to go to Inter Milan for £8 million. John Brooks has left Hertha to go to Everton for £8 million. Oh my gosh. Valanta has left Basel to go to Napoli for £8 million. Jonas Hector has left Cologne to go to Atletico for £7.75 million. Stephen Kolka has left QPR to go to Aston Villa for £7.75 million. Lucas Anderson, former Ajax player, has gone to Fulham for £7.5 million. Got Kentore has left Besiktas to go to Fiorentina for £7.5 million. Jonas Hoffman has left Gladbach to go to Sofia for £7.5 million. Oh my gosh, Nathan Ake has left Chelsea to go to Crystal Palace for £7.25 million. Dries Mertens has left Napoli to go to Tottenham Hotspur for £6.75 million. Fabian Johnson has left Gladbach to go to Roma for £7.75 million. John Flanagan has left Liverpool to go to West Ham United for £6.25 million. Oh my gosh, Dragovic has left Bayern Munich to go to Barcelona for £5.75 million. Chelsea's Lucas Piazon has finally left and has joined Middlesbrough for £5.75 million. Rodriguez left Valencia to go to Cologne for £5.75 million. Mario Balotelli has left Liverpool to go to Schalke for £5.5 million. Joami has left Real Sociedad to go to Watford for £5.25 million. Oh my gosh, Riederwald has left Ajax to go to Juventus for £5.25 million. Pione Sisto has left Michelin to go to Southampton for £4.9 million. Oh my gosh, Mitchell Weiser has left Hertha. They activated his release clause. He's left for £4.6 million. I cannot breathe, I am done. Kieran Gibbs, I'm messing up my speech, I'm talking so much. Kieran Gibbs has left Arsenal to go to Newcastle for £4.3 million. Javi Espinosa has left Levante to go to Middlesbrough for £3.9 million. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is not that. Henriquez has left Dynamo to go to Leicester City for £3.2 million. Grimaldo has left Benfica B team to go to Liverpool for £3.1 million. Nacho has left Real Madrid to go to Wolfsburg. Churchy has left Atletico to go to Newcastle for 2.9. My goodness, that is a freaking transfer window. You guys can read the rest. Another big one there that I've just seen is Ighalo leaving Watford. We've also got Rafinha, who's left to go to Roma. My gosh. So anyway, massive transfers being made in my season so far, and yeah, we've got some results going on there as well. Might as well just go through them now while we're here. It's gonna be a long episode. Real Salt Lake beat them 4-2. Actually, I'll do this in the next episode. Never mind, I'll do it in the next episode. So if you enjoyed the episode, make sure you leave a like on the video. And yeah, I'll see you for the next one where we go over the preseason results and some of the league results, which you can see on your right. And